without waiting for somebody else to tell him or her what the ant wants to do. The T in the ant, I call it test for industry. What do I call test for industry? Ants work hard. And if you, for any reason, destroy an ant hill, they will go and build another one. They won't wait for you to give them a new land to go and build an ant hill. They will actually reproduce an ant hill. Of course, the last item in the ants is the S, which is the source of insight. Ants store provision for the rainy days. Those of us that are already in the business, running our SMEs, we are in the rainy days. What we did yesterday, how we performed yesterday, how we have organized our businesses yesterday, how we have structured our businesses yesterday, we will know if we stored for tomorrow, for the rainy day in this COVID time. We will know, because those that don't store for it will naturally die. Naturally die. It's not that they will fail forward, they will naturally die. Essentially, SMEs face various challenges. And what's in such challenging times like we have now? Financial loss, financial shortage, lack of skills, lack of manpower, proper documentation, lack of adequate technology. A lot of things really make them either go under. So I call them the combination of reasons why they will not go under. But in my opinion, two major items stand out as the basis for which SMEs get into trouble. One, I call the fear of leadership. The other I call working hard on yesterday. The fear of leadership is nothing but the leaders being afraid of change. And it is the most common fear. All of us experience fear, but we experience fear most when the world around us is shaken or shifted. As we have COVID-19 at this time, that kind of shaking that the whole world had to shut down. People look for who to blame. We're looking for every point to grasp. We're looking for anything to make things certain for us. Can there be a vaccine? Everything and anything is a reason for us to assert certainty. But the truth is, even after this pandemic, we can never return to the former ways. This is the new normal. And in our desperation to find a solution, mistakes abound. Failures will set in. Most of us will hide from our failures rather than face it. We will blame everybody for it. We will even run from ourselves. Some of us will throw in the towel. My advice to SMEs at this critical time: a failure not caused by you or by anybody, even if it's caused by you, you accept the failure. Let's begin to make amends. We're having a conference today. Essentially, we are doing it by an e-channel. Can we begin to sell our products by e-channel? Can we begin to sell our ideas by e-channels? Can we begin to redefine the way we do business? Can we begin to work at home and still be as productive and as disciplined as should be? Those are the new normals. So if we know the new normals, we then need to courageously step forth and go on. Before I leave, or before I even ask for questions, I have two quotes that I want to quickly point to, and they are very apt in a time like this. John Maxwell, in his book Leadership, says, "Move forward courageously in the midst of uncertainty. Realize that today's best may never meet tomorrow's challenges." It goes on to say, "Continually learn, then you unlearn, and you relearn." You must see the big picture And as you see the picture getting bigger. And as you see the picture getting bigger, you begin to plan again. So there is a cycle. You vision or you dream. You anticipate. You become intentional with your anticipation. You plan. You execute or you put it into action. You review the actions as things are changing. Then again, you vision again, because it has to be a continuum. For SMEs to thrive and survive, they must continually reinvent themselves. One big plus they have is that they are nimble, they are quite small, they can quickly change. Unlike the dinosaur that will take a longer curve to change, they can change and they need to stay nimble. Most importantly, they must look for cooperation amongst themselves and between themselves. I advocate always, competition is good, but complementing each other is better. It's a value chain principle. When SMEs place themselves within the value chain of whatever industry they find themselves, they win. In fact, they control the industry. Where you have a big manufacturer, he will need suppliers of bolts and nuts. They will need suppliers of other consumables. When you plant yourself firmly, giving the desired services within that value chain, the big dinosaurs need you to survive. The economy of Nigeria needs SME to survive. Any part of this world where you go to, in the absence of a thriving SME, that economy can stand. And Nigeria it's not different from any other economy. I will recommend that partnerships are developed in the space of SMEs. One-man businesses cannot survive SMEs, cannot survive in an economy that is changing on a daily basis. In fact, these days, I call it hourly change. If you want to remain viable, your dreams being viable, it's not enough to just dream. You can dream, translate the dream to reality, and it stops there. At that point, I call it a hobby. Because if it's not sustainable over a longer period of time, it is not a viable business. It has to be sustainable. It has to be viable and sustainable over a longer period of time. Think, once SMEs think generational, once SMEs begin to think generational, that it is not just for the first 4 people that set up the business or the first 20 employees that set up the business. It is for their children. And when I mean their children, the employees' children. When I mean the employees' children, I mean the employees' grandchildren and their great-grandchildren. Then you begin to put out policies, measures, procedures. There might be slow grind, yes, but there are procedures that need to be put in place that become the bedrock of that SME, that particular business, such that in the absence of the initial dreamers, the dream lives on. For your information, Coca-Cola was an SME. In the space in Africa, Dangote was an SME. The dreaming has to be infectious. The dreaming has to be contagious. The dreaming has to be continuous. The picture has to grow so that the SMEs can continue to reinvent and make valuable contribution to the economy. Dream is good. In the absence of execution, you're taking a good nap. Concluding, I believe that SMEs will remain ever the bedrock of any economy. We need a lot more SMEs. We need a lot more dreams. Today, we are in our 4th revolution driven by technology. But there are a lot of things that are still being manually dealt with by the SMEs. We need to revolutionize that. So people need to dream out better ways of doing things. Cost cost cutting is important. We need to cut our costs to stay viable and sustainable. So there has to be mechanisms to cut those costs. And I believe there is somebody who has dreamt of it, but needs to operationalize it. Dream, operationalize, and change the world. Thank you very much for listening. God bless you.
Wow, 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 wow. Come on, guys. If you have been impacted, type, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Everybody just type, thank you, Dr. Sekibo. If you have been impacted, use the keyword, thank you, Dr. Sekibo. I can see a lot of people are just excited about your message. Some are even writing the quotable quotes. Samuel Tomiwa say, moving forward courageously in the midst of uncertainty. Be intentional with your ideas and business. As an entrepreneur, you must be intentional about whatever you are doing. So guys, it's time for Q&A. I'd like you to start typing your question. Patobilo says, thank you, Dr. Sekibo. Everybody's just thanking.
Thank
no
you.
problem. So at this point, yeah, so we have so many thank you messages. I'm receiving it on his behalf because I'm able to see the questions. Okay?
I receive it, thank you.
Okay, so we're going to start by taking questions. So you guys go ahead and type your questions. We will be taking on Facebook, on Instagram, on Telegram, and also here on Zoom. There's a question here about that somebody has sent in earlier. How do SMEs deal with loans they have acquired before COVID? How do they deal with payment, whether with bank or private lenders? What is their approach if they are struggling to be able to pay?
Okay. All right, let me take it. First, I could speak with what we have done in the banking system in Nigeria. We are appreciative of the fact that there are a lot of changes that are happening as a result of the pandemic we have, and businesses have to practically shut down. The central bank, in consultation with other financial institutions, especially the banks, came up with a palliative measure that allows the banks to renegotiate with the clients to have at least a 1-year extension on the ability to pay. So they have a 1 more year moratorium to enable them pay up. So the whole 1 year, the next 12 months, there will be no need for them to make any payment, but they need to have a conversation with the banks. This is also part of the things that
to your bank or to all the banks in Nigeria?
All the banks, Heritage Bank, every bank in the country that has loans in their books that we think that are impacted by this pandemic will have a 1-year moratorium. It is not blanket. You need to have conversation with your bankers. Now, in terms of the non-bank financial institutions, again, I will advise that you take a proper look at what you have done, the effect. You have to have a clear impact assessment of the pandemic on your business. You take that document, or at least some rough paper you can work on, and say, look, I borrowed X amount of money. I normally pay you Y amount of money before the pandemic. Because of the pandemic, I'm unable to pay. I can now only be able to pay Z amount. I pray that you accept it, and that is a viable way to start a conversation on repayment. But the banks, you can be sure, will give you at least a year moratorium to be able to pay.
Wow.
Thank you so much. The only part I would advise you to do not rush to try to sell your business. Do not rush to try to close down. Like I said, rethink, unlearn, and relearn.
Don't know so much for thank you so much. I have another question here from Stella Adebayo. Says loan most times aren't available for primary and secondary schools, nursery schools. What are the reasons and way forward?
Loans are available to everybody. Primary schools, secondary schools, nursery schools are all SMEs. They are all businesses. Most times what you have is these businesses are one person trying to use his or her house or a small area to create the business. And so when you look at the viability of the business most time, they don't have what it takes on a normal regular financial service to obtain these loans. I say the way to overcome that is partnership. You don't do it on your own. If you know you have an idea and you think that the area where you are at, you'll be able to get the number of students that will make that place viable, get a collaboration of yourself, your friends, and a few other people that believe in your idea. You have to sell your dream. Most people think that once they dream, it has to happen. But you have to sell your dream for somebody to believe. Banks can actually give you a grant if they even see that corporate social responsibility. You don't need to wait for it to be a loan. You can package it and discuss with them that, look, in the area where I live, there are children that can go to school. They may not be able to pay them much, but if I put my skill on the table and my friends put their skills on the table, we can be able to teach these students and they will be better people in society. So why don't you favor a corporate social responsibility model to be able to create that school? As it grows, it can become viable to access its own financial loans from the bank. So most people think because I have had a dream, I must get a loan for it. I say that seed money, most of the time should come from your sweat equity within your family, your friends, and keep it small. But more importantly, partnership with others that share in your dream.
Wow, powerful. I want to push further that question. So in context where people don't trust each other and people are worrying if I go into partnership, hope my family member will not, or the person, how do people structure this kind of partnership that you're talking about?
Unfortunately, while you push the idea of mistrust, business thrives on trust. In the absence of trust, there should be no business. Keep dreaming. In the absence of trust, there should be no business. Keep dreaming until you find the person. That person may not be your blood relation. You must keep selling your idea until you find partnership. Most SMEs die because the one man who dreams it goes, borrows monies, and he's unable to meet up with the requirements of the resources that are required to make that business survive. It will die. You need partnership to make SMEs survive. One person, one is too few a number to make SMEs survive. It's called a law of significance. You cannot be one and make it survive. Don't think any one of us today that had made a business succeed did it on his own. We may be the leaders, but we are not the only ones. We could have had 10, 20 people behind us that trust us enough to invest in our ideas. People invest in ideas. People invest in dreams. SMEs thrive when people believe in the ideas and the dreams. So you must be believable. First, you must believe in yourself, and then you must be believable. You must sell it. The leadership must sell the idea and the dream for others to invest in to make it sustainable.
Whoa, guys, if you are getting, thank you, Dr. Sekibo. Come on, guys. I want you to type it. If you are getting so much value, just type, thank you, Dr. Sekibo. Thank you, Dr. Sekibo. Honestly, we are really grateful having you here because having some of your starters come here and share is something rare, particularly online. It's something almost next to impossible. I don't see, I've not seen at least anybody who's done this. So you are really leading in this area, and we say thank you once again for making this happen.
The pleasure is mine.
A question, yes, from why is the bank in Nigeria and Bank of Agriculture not really giving loan and supporting the real people that needs those loans. There are a lot of us, we deserve the loan, but not given the opportunities when applied.
I am trying to run away from too much of technicalities when it comes to loans. I know everybody wants to know why and the whys and the how and the whys. There are simple things that make a loan succeed. The most fundamental of this is character.
Wow.
If the bank or the officers reviewing the document or the presentation you made suspects or see any form of character flaw, they will not extend the loan.
Wow.
You might have the most beautiful idea, but if there is a character flaw in which sense, they will test all your intentions. We've had people who have the best of intentions. Their businesses, if you put them to work, will actually work. But they think they can just take the money, do 1, 2 things, and there will be huru. What they do, they do what we call positive thinking. If I think positively that my business will survive, it will survive. So if I think positive that I'll get a loan, I'll get. You cannot think positive to get a loan. You have to be practical to get a loan. And the practical issues are the grit that sometimes you may not want to do. I want to know if you have a board or if you have people that can support your decision process. Are you alone? If you're alone, I might not want to give you because it's a key man risk. Suppose you're crossing the road or you're going somewhere, something happens to you, that money is gone. Would I want to give the money to a collective people, a set of people that together they are better off? I talked about a lot of significance. One is too small a number to achieve value, sustainable value. So most times people go, I am the owner of land XYZ and I want to plant corn. What happens if there's a plague and the corn all go away and you have hypertension or you have some calamity? The loan is gone. We want to be able to give it to a collective group of people who understand. That's why we keep hearing people, cooperatives, SMEs. Underlining SME is that function that there's togetherness. There are some people together. The entrepreneurs are coming together. It is that togetherness of skills, different skills. People that are keeping books, people that are keeping records of what you're selling or what you're going to sell. People that are keeping records of how much you're spending. Not that the man comes in, takes the money, use half the money for personal expenses and the other half for the business. And if we think that the money you're asking for will be for personal expenses, where you're fronting a farm, and they look at the farm you front and the farm cannot explain the money you're asking for, they will turn it down. So again, it's a question of trust, partnership, and character.
Wow.
So no matter how much we postulate, all those things are not there, loans will not be extended.
Wow, amazing. The questions keep pouring in. I hope we can take all of them in the next 20 minutes we have left. Because Dr. Sekibo is a busy man. It's not easy having him here. So let's see. I have here Sunday Ade Tunji. He said, good day, doctor. Thank you for the wonderful session. My question is, as an employee that wants to become an entrepreneur, how do you identify a viable business or to develop a good business proposal? Thank you.
Okay. This program is all about dreaming. There is no magic one that brings down how a business proposal is written, because it's like saying, how is life? But life is made up of many parts and many colors and many shades. The first part of my speech, I said, what keeps you awake at night? What is that greater calling that makes you stay awake at night? That greater calling, if you achieve it, is bigger than you as an individual or a collective individuals. That is the viability. That is the first thing to identify. Until you identify that greater calling, which has to be bigger than you, which solves problems, which changes the way we think or behave, which will help or enhance the way we are doing things today or tomorrow. That is when you can talk about viability. Else, if I'm having to do the same thing that every other person is doing today, the question is, what's new? Something has to be new for it to be a new business plan. If not, the business already exists. If you want to join the bank, you don't need a business plan. Go copy somebody or join the person to do the business. But if you want to do your own as an employee, you're already working. So you're already in a place that there's a business plan working. You already joined in there. What is it that they are doing where you are at that you think they could do better, improve on, or affect greater number of people than they are currently affecting? If you think any of those answers you have, put those answers to test by asking people, selling the ideas, building trust, and asking people to invest in that particular idea that you have. Then you walk the other talks of staying focused, of being intentional and being rigorous, and sometimes being rejected. That's why I call it failing forward. You rejected, but you still go on. Sometimes to get the idea to board, it could take you years, but you need to be focused. You need to stay. You need to be rigorous to your commitment. You need to, there's a grit to it. Entrepreneurship has at its base a grit that is right under you, that no matter the amount of rejections, you're willing to say, I'll try one more time.
Powerful. Powerful. We have a lot of quotable quotes here. We're going to be sending the banners of your quotable quotes to you. Somebody helped us to highlight. These are powerful. I mean, this is amazing. In the absence of trust, there is no business. Just keep dreaming. This is one of your amazing quotes today. So we have more questions here. More questions. Somebody is asking about coming on board for your coaching session on putting together partnership. I want to volunteer to put that together. I wouldn't mind putting together a Dr. Sekibo online coaching program on SMEs, entrepreneurship, where people can come in and learn from you on this. Because I mean, this is once in a purple moon or red moon that we're having this kind of session. So he's saying, how does he join your coaching program on how to set up partnership?
I'm sure that you understand that I don't have all the time to do this. But I will be glad. It will be a pleasure, and it will be truly my pleasure to have somebody organize, and once in a while ask me to come speak about it. And I'll be glad to speak about it, because the more we are able to put the truth, the facts on the table, that people are not dreaming just because they want to dream, because they went to bed, but they are dreaming dreams that are realities actually in themselves. It's just an execution that need to be carried out in the way that ought to be, in the most sincere manner, that indeed, when I dream, it's not just because I went to bed, because I'm tired, and because there's a burden in my heart that I want to change a life or two. So I'll be glad to be part of that session. I'm invited.
I'll work something out with Sonny and see if we can, do something around this. I will be glad to put something together. We have Onyekachi Nwachukwu. He's Oliver Twist. He's asking 2 questions in one. He said, Thank you, PMD of Heritage Bank, for that wonderful and insightful talk on SME. I really appreciate. My questions are: 1, what do you advise for someone who has a very great idea and dream that will benefit the economy and employ people, but no financial standing on how to execute it, especially in this pandemic? Number 2, for the CBN loan, I read about it and was told you need a collateral to assess it. and such loan is for those whose job or business have been affected by the pandemic. Please clarify.
Okay, the first aspect of it, I think I've touched on it quite a number of times.
Yes.
No matter how great your idea is, no matter how much of the world you want to change, if there is no appetite, or if you don't have the skill to sell it, you need to hire the skill to sell it. You can hire a brother to sell it. You can hire your friend to sell it for you, your sister to sell it for you, your uncle to sell it for you, your brother or mother or father to sell it for you. Somebody has to sell that idea to a group of persons who will buy in. Therein starts your financial investment. Somebody has to take the bull by the horn. Somebody has to believe that this idea of yours, which is great, which is motivational to be able to employ so many people, must be financially viable. Even if it's a corporate social responsibility, somebody has to say, yes, if I do this, it will affect the lives of more people, so let's invest. Corporate social responsibility is not a kind of charity. It's that there will be a social benefit to others. So if you say you're going to employ a lot more people, which means you must sell to those people that have value, they are willing to put down. Value is not only money. They may donate a house. Someone may donate a chair. Someone may donate a laptop. Somebody might donate a space for you to do what you want to do. It doesn't all have to be cash, 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 cash. Each of these, if you can't have money to buy it, get donation. If you don't have a big space to hire, can you use your father's sitting room? Can you use your mother's sitting room? I always give people the idea. The insurance company we started, I had to move myself and my family in a 3-bedroom flat to confine ourselves to 2 rooms and give up the sitting room, the dining, the garage, and one of the bedrooms so that we can start the business. If you are willing to give the things that you need to give up, there has to be sacrifice. That is what's called self-belief. You have to believe yourself that this is viable enough and you're willing to sacrifice. My question normally, if I gave you 10 naira, 10,000 naira, will you drop in the ocean and walk away and not think about it? If you can't, then you're serious for the business. If you can't, then you're not serious for your business. You must give up something that means a lot to you to make it work. When it talks of, when you discuss CBN collateral, I think that's public knowledge. The CBN just puts out a guideline. People have been doing business. One of the palliatives that the central bank had put forward in conjunction with the bank or the banks. Look, it's important that people who are already in business keep doing business. That the shutdown as a result of the pandemic shouldn't be anything their business shouldn't go forward. That is done through in the towel. Now, come forward. You probably are taking a loan at 20%, 30% before, but we're going to give you loan at a lower rate. But have something, again, the issues I discussed about record keeping. Have something for us to prove that, yes, indeed, you're doing business. And if we support your business with cash, it will be viable. It's all tells back to the story of trust, putting your records together, the mundane things that you normally wouldn't do, which I was advising SMEs. You don't want to have a record of your business. You don't have a record of the stock you have. You don't have a record of the monies you make the last week or the last month or 3 months or 4 months back. If you have this information at hand, we can say based on your cash flow, that is the collateral you have, will lend you based on your cash flow. So collateral could mean a lot different things. It could be that the house you're living in, if it's owned by you, put it up as a challenge that you can do better. So whatever the CBN or the bankers have put together, because the monies they hold don't belong to them, they belong to you, the public. They want to have something to show that you're not just going to take the money from them and take the walk through the sunset. So that is why there are those regulations and those rules. But I always say, look inwards before you look outwards.
That's powerful, powerful. Come on, one more time, can we all say, thank you, Dr. Sekibo? Everybody just type, thank you, Dr. Sekibo, Thank you,
I'm
Dr. Sekibo.
appreciative.
The time is running.
I have a box full of thank you that I don't know how heavy it will be when I'm going to lift. I'm going to lift.
Yeah, I mean, the time is running so fast. We only have 10 minutes left. So the next question is, we have this set of people who applied for our grant. We're giving a $1 million grant to 3 people, during the course of this conference. And over 100 SMEs applied, and some of them had to pitch their businesses. What is your advice for them? Because many of them are watching right now, on how they can scale their business post-COVID-19 for this young SME, a lot of them young people. I mean, I'm personally impressed with the brilliant businesses that were pitched. Young people, who didn't get job, decided to employ themselves and employed other people and are running, great businesses. So what's your advice on how these people could scale their businesses?
I discussed an issue of keep your eye on the picture, on the big picture. Mm-hmm. Where they are at is just the beginning of a larger picture they need to look at. If they remain small where they are today, they won't survive tomorrow. They need to consistently unlearn and relearn. They need to consistently see how they can improve on what they think is good today. I mentioned a quote by John Maxwell. Your today's best may not be good enough for us tomorrow. Your best today may not be good enough for us tomorrow. So if you don't improve your best today for tomorrow, then the chances of improving on what you are from a 1 million naira, you will stay 1 million, and you find that the economy will have inflation, and your 1 million will become 500, become 300, become 200,000, and so you are going into extinction. I won't call it the golden rule, but one of the ways to stay afloat and relevant is consistently look at what tomorrow could possibly be. Tomorrow could be next hour. The decisions you take that affect tomorrow is very important. I might be the best tailor you can find. Fashion will change. And if fashion changes, I must learn the new vogue of fashion. I might be the best corn farmer, but the tractor may change. I might need a tractor and a harvester combined. I might be the best, writer. New ideas will come. I need to learn what those new ideas and the trends are and write about them. If I don't follow the trend, if I don't follow the changes and not be afraid of change, it is when I'm afraid of change that I can't be able to sustain tomorrow. If I embrace change as a normal, like we've seen now, change is a normal. Once I am not scared of change, once I'm not scared of failure, once I'm not scared of blaming myself, once I can admit to myself that where I am at is not good enough, then tomorrow is a brighter day. The picture is always bigger and better.
Wow. Wow, wow. Can we all type, wow, wow, wow. Uzeka says, thank you, Dr. Sekibo, our MD CEO extraordinary. I mean, everybody's loving this. Even though we're still going to be having tomorrow the chief strategies of Heritage Bank, and I'm sure he's going to tell us a lot more about the bank and some of the uniqueness of the bank. Can you tell us what are some of the unique products that Heritage Bank PLC has for SMEs that some SMEs watching us can key into?
Well, the one product that I had always recommended to SMEs is StockIt. Yes, StockIt is a simple online product where we can assist you to keep your stock records. You don't need to invent a new one. It also helps to keep some of your records in terms of your operation. It also assists you to know when to reorder your stock and not to reorder your stock. It also helps you to value your stock as you go on. We call it stocking. So I would recommend that to those of them who are into commodities and trade, that they don't need to invest so much of their money in that. And of course, the heritage party to enable you to transfer monies as seamlessly and easily as possible. That's also one great product that we have. We have a few in the pipeline, which will make you be able to onboard your own customers. I wouldn't want, because we've not launched it, it's still almost at the point of finality. But once that comes out, I think the face of banking will change in Nigeria.
Whoa, amazing, amazing. I want to ask, do you have a book that we can go buy where we could learn a lot of some of what you said? Guys, do you agree with me? Just type one Dr. Sekibo's book. Oh yeah, come on.
I think that's coming. In the next few months, we probably will have to launch one for people to look at. It's part of my journey as a leader, and I believe that we'll take one or two lessons from it.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, sir, for coming. We're grateful.
I appreciate it.
You've made our day. Guys, if you were blessed, just type thank you, sir, again. Thank you, sir. We need him to go with plenty Ghana must go of thank you.
I have so much now that I need help to carry it. Thank you. I appreciate this. And you all stay blessed and stay safe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We hope when next we call on you, we'll be able to have you around. Also, I have a request. The 3 winners of our grants, hope in future you'll be willing to have a meeting with them, because we're trying to see how we can support them, the best way we can.
It will be my pleasure. It will be my pleasure. I will be glad to meet with them.
Whoa, come on. Awesome. Thank you so much, sir. God bless you. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, so we've been talking with the Group Managing Director of Heritage Bank PLC, Dr. Ife Sekibo, and it's been a wonderful session. Again, if it has been a wonderful session for you, can you type wonderful session, wonderful session? Come on, talk to me. If it's been indeed a wonderful session, can you just type wonderful session, wonderful session? And at this junction, we definitely need to go on some break. We'll be back by 5 p.m. and we're going to be having several other speakers connecting with us. I think we have the HR panel, right? Yes. HR panel about 5 to 6. Then after that we have, okay, come on, can somebody give me the lowdown? So we're going to be having an HR panel that will be dissecting the issues or around your job and challenges of your job, and if you're losing your job, what you need to do, how to get a new job. Amazing team of panelists we've put together, amazing people. It's just going to be awesome and awesome. We're also going to be having a amazing dance drama artist, Wuli Agba, who's going to be sharing with us about dance drama and drama generally. So if you're in that space, you want to come. And then the last speaker for today is who? Okay, so we have Tope Makinwa, who is also a media presenter with TVC, amazing lady. She's also going to be coming to share with us a thing or two about media. Okay, so guys, again, as this conference lived up to the expectation, if it has, type it has. It's been 3 days online. Nobody ever expected. In fact, my team were scared of the numbers of speakers. Some of them were just begging me like, you know what? I think we should have this much speakers. This is just too much. They were all shouting. But I just wanted something loaded that, it's going to take days and weeks for you to recover from a lot that you will have learned from this. And I'm excited. This is the best ever. This is our 6th year of this conference, but this is the best ever. I myself have been learning and learning and learning and learning. It's amazing. So guys, we take a break. We'll come back by 5 p.m. So the same link that you used to join us, here on this Zoom is the same link you need to use to come back again. And we're still, of course, going to be streaming across Periscope, Facebook, Instagram. Don't forget the handle is at Upgrade Summit on Facebook and, of course, on Twitter. Then at Upgrade Summit _ on Instagram. And myself at Stephen Akintayo. We're also streaming on YouTube at Stephen Akintayo TV on YouTube, at Stephen Akintayo TV on Facebook. Not on LinkedIn, but it's still Stephen Akintayo TV. Then on Instagram and Twitter at Stephen Akintayo, and we're streaming across all these platforms. So you want to go and make sure you check out and follow and be part of this. I want to announce some of our giveaway winners. So let's give some giveaway. We've been, courtesy Genido, we've been giving 10,000 naira. So let's do that ASAP. Ozena says, Mr. Stephen, please can someone private chat me for details? Thank you. Okay, details of what do you mean? I like to know, but Ozena, can somebody private chat Ozena, please? I want to know whether it's from, it's with Dr. Sekibo. Then I love to know that. Yes, so mention who are the winners. We have Golden, go ahead.
So our 5 winners for today, we have...
For this session, we're still going to pick some in the evening session. Remain the same. Invite people for the webinar. Share the video more than 50 times, and you stand a chance of getting 10,000 naira. So go ahead, please.
We have Siju Ade Abimbola. That is at Ewa Ade Siju on Instagram. Siju Ade Abimbola. You have won yourself 10,000 naira wallet prize. All you need to do is go to www.genidomobile.com and create an account. We'll get back to you for more details. Also, we have Oguntoye Olatunji Adesonya at TJ Tech. You've also won. We have Asileme Opal at ASE384. You have also won yourself 10,000 naira. And Emily Igodaro, you have won yourself 10,000 naira. That is at Julius Omo1. And our last but not the least, we have Ajayi Aisha Morenike, Nikki_stitches. That is your Instagram handle. Congratulations to all the winners, and we're anticipating the next set of people for the evening section. Thank you.
So here on this webinar call, I want to give 3 people quickly. If you are invited by anyone to join this webinar, can you just type the name of the person who invited you? Maybe, if we don't have up to 3, at least we give 1 person on this webinar call. If you're invited by somebody, just type the name of the person who invites you. Those with the highest number of those who invited them, we're going to definitely reach out to them. Okay, can we have that? Just type the name of the person who invited you. The name of the person who invited you. Can you type that? The name of the person who invited you, if you are invited on this show. I'm looking hard. I'm not seeing. Did you guys, the comment section? Comfort Opal says Stella will pitch the can bottle of no. If whoever invited you, just type the name of who invited you. Just want to give some people 10,000 naira. Monica Okere said G Mike invited her. Of course, we can't give G Mike. eBay says Ozena invited her. Ben Willie says Mrs. Ben Willie invited him. Okay, we are looking for somebody at least that have 2-3 people who invited you. So we're looking for the highest person who invite. At least if you have more than 2-3 persons inviting 1 person, then we can give the invitee a gift. Okay, so we have Stella Adebayo also was invited by someone. So let's see. Okay, so we're gonna give this to Stella Adebayo. You are the winner here. It seems to be more, you invited quite a lot more people here. So Stella Adebayo, you have won your gift. So congratulations. Joel Ike says, amazing session with the GMD of Heritage Bank. Thank you so much. I'm sure you're related to Jim Ike, Joel Ike, whether his wife or his sibling. I love to him. Thank you, everybody. So we'll be back by 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. for the evening session. And then tomorrow is the last day for this 3-day Upgrade Summit, the 6th year edition. It's been wonderful. Love you all. And a big God bless you. And thank you. Remember, evening session, we're still going to be giving 5 people 10,000 naira. So make sure, and you can use that 10,000 either buy groceries on Jinido.com or load data, buy recharge card, pay for your DSTV, GoTV StarTime bill, or use it to pay for your PACM bill. So you can use the amount to do whatever you want. Okay, so always, those of you who have won, visit jinidomobile.com or jinido.com, create an account and call the phone number of Jinido team. They are going to get back to you. Ozena says, good afternoon, coordinator. I need the video. I'm writing from the corporate communication Heritage Bank. Don't worry, I've told Sonny we're going to get the video across to you guys, as well as the quotable quotes and the short snippets of Dr. Sekibo's session. Love you all. Thank you. God bless you real good. We love you. Have a wonderful evening. See you by 5 p.m. Don't miss it. 5 p.m. God bless you. Bye-bye. Can you end? Or you want to play advert? Okay, go ahead. Please.
my property, and you will.
Hello guys, my name is Steven Akintayo. I'm the convener of Upgrade Summit. And Upgrade Conference is a major event we started in 2016 and it's grown in bounds and leaps over the years. It used to be physical across different cities of the world, but this year, because of COVID-19, we're having it as an online summit and it's taking place from the 7th to the 9th of May, okay, from 9 a.m. daily. We have over 21 amazing speakers. Our keynote speaker is the Group Managing Director of Heritage Bank PLC. We have the likes of entertainers like Jimai Fandonga, Oliaga. We have, a Greek expert like Akita Debo, and several others who are going to be sharing with us in the agri sector. We have HR experts who are going to be part of the conference. We have also financial experts who are going to be showing up different aspects of business opportunity available post-COVID-19. So it's an event that is free and you can watch from anywhere in the world. So register at www.upgradesummit.com. And of course, check your email for the link to join us by 9 a.m. at the first day, second day, and the third day. It promises to be a life-changing conference that will really show you a pathway to breaking the limits of COVID-19 in your career and in your business. I personally cannot wait to have you at this event. Remember also that we have a competition on that day. We have this pitch competition where we give you ₦1 million as grants to entrepreneurs. We also have giveaways in partnership with Genido, and we're giving some giveaway. And of course, the pitch competition is sponsored by GTX Homes. So guys, it's just loaded event. Don't want to miss it for any reason. We're looking forward to meeting you at Upgrade Summit 2020. I love you. I'm Steven Akintayo. Bye-bye.
My name is Bisi Akintayo. I'm actually one of the founding members of SA Foundation. And one of the things SA Foundation does is we see to the needs of less privileged in the society and orphans. And it's been an exciting journey so far. We give scholarships to students. We've empowered over 1,000 students, people, children so far. And it's really a way for us to give back to the society, helping them come out of the challenges they are going through and make them see that they have all it takes within them to become great, to become who they want to become in life.
With the SA Foundation, that's the Steven Akintayo Foundation, are here to innovate lives, to teach children that they can be better at what they do.
We are basically here to reach out to this set of students to see how we can be part of their lives, see how we can help and impact in them.
SA Foundation, SA Foundation. you to look at the next person seated to you. You don't know where you're going to see yourself in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years. Now, I'm going to tell you a short story about myself. I used to be in this same position that you're seated right now. I remember a couple of years ago, I was also in SS2, and I was in the government school. Do not use your eyes to look down at who is your friend. Do not use your eyes to look down at anybody in your class and say this one and write him off. Rather, look at every relationship as important. Remember, I told you you might have classmates, you might have mates, but you don't have grace mates. So somebody might have looked at you in your family and say you will suffer. But as long as you don't believe in what they've said to you, you will become great. Because somebody else's opinion about you is never your reality. Never. You are not too young to begin to believe in the kind of life you want to live. You are not too young to begin to say, this is the kind of person I want to be in the nearest future.
SA Foundation is really trying. This is the kind of program that is needed for the teenagers, and it teaches them on how to improve on their concern.
I really enjoyed the event that SA Foundation did today, and I'm very excited, and it taught me a lot of things.
I've learned that students should always obey their parents, their teachers.
That we should stay with our studies, focus on our studies, and we are going to be the best in the class. Telling us about we having boyfriend is not the next thing for us to do now.
A really big thank you to SA Foundation, because I've never seen this type of program before. But today, I'm really happy.
Can you say to yourself, I am great. I have a destiny. I am a child of destiny. I am going places. Nobody can stop me. Can I hear a sounding amen? Can I hear a sounding amen?
Hi guys, I used to be a financially frustrated housewife a couple of years ago who used to depend on her husband for every little penny. And trust me guys, poverty sucks. Depending on somebody for your daily income or for your daily living sucks a lot. So my own story has changed because I took a step to change. I'm a millionaire housewife who has also raised over 6,031 persons on how to be a successful business owner right from the comfort of their home, their bedroom, from their kitchen. I have raised millionaires via my platform, and I would love you to also be part of my millionaire story. And how can you do that? I train men and women on how to import from different countries in the world. They import items at ridiculously cheap amounts and bring it into their countries to sell, to make a profit. Like the wristwatch I'm putting on right now, one of my students bought this wristwatch for $20 and she sells for $100 in the US. And you can do this business anywhere you are in the world. Consequence of your country. So I'd love you to join my next training on how you also can be a successful importer. And this period of the pandemic is the period for you to learn, impact, and invest in yourself. And trust me, you will not regret it. So go now, click on the learn more button for you to know more about this business, or look at the link scrolling on this video and click on it, and you know how to be a part of my millionaire school. So bye-bye, guys.
Hello guys, my name is Steven Akintayo. I'm the founder of GTEx Hub. And we decided to put this together to connect technology and real estate. And we are the first 24/7 hub in the whole of Africa. And we are also, of course, in this neighborhood, one of the, what you can call luxury hub, right? We are in a very, very secure location called Omole Phase 1. We have 24/7 electricity. The ambience is just magical. You're talking about world-class location anywhere in the world. You can have guests come visit you, and they're not going to say, hey, your business is small. One of the beautiful things about GTEx Hub is that we're fast opening new locations in Lekki, Abuja, Dubai, London, and of course in the US. And we're spreading across all the cities of the world. So I believe that having your office space or even virtual space with GTEx Hub is actually the best decision you can ever make, because you're having an amazing ecosystem, bringing together people in the real estate sector with people in the tech sector. And I see an amazing revolution about to take place with what GTEx Hub is doing. We look forward